Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a closer look at the UK employment scene for clinical coders. It's a pretty complex area. Our sources show a market that seems, well, split right down the middle. So our mission is to figure out if there's really a top employer or if, the best choice for you is more about a strategic trade-off.
Yeah, and just to set the scene a bit, clinical coders are absolutely crucial. Think of them as healthcare data detectives. They take all that complex information from patient records, diagnoses, operations, procedures, and translate it into standardized alphanumeric codes. It needs serious attention to detail.
Okay, data detectives, I like that. But if they're just translating data, why is that so financially critical for, say, an NHS trust?
Because that coded data, it's the absolute foundation for how the NHS gets paid. It's called payment by results, or PBR. Basically, the hospital gets a specific fee for each thing coded. If you code a major surgery as, I don't know, a simple checkup,
Right.
the hospital doesn't get paid correctly for the work they actually did. So, accurate coding, it's essential. Keeps the lights on, essentially.
Got it. Okay, so let's unpack this split you mentioned. We've got the NHS on one side, the huge public employer, and then the private or contract sector on the other.
Exactly. The NHS is, well, it's the biggest player by far. It offers a very clear career path, all governed by the agenda for Change the AFC pay scheme.
AFC, right. That's the standard framework for NHS staff who aren't doctors.
Precisely. It sets out the pay bands, progression, everything.
So structure. A trainee starts, what, band 3? Around
Right.
£24,000, you said? But if coding's so vital, how does the NHS justify maybe lower starting pay compared to, say, contracting?
Well, they justify it with the overall package, the total reward, and the structure itself. You start at band 3, yes. But once you get qualified, that means passing the NCCQ, the National Clinical Coding Qualification.
That's the key qualification.
That's the one. It usually takes maybe 2 to 4 years of training within the NHS. Once you have that, you move up. Band 4, 5, 6, potentially even band 7. And at band 7, you could be earning over £46,000. Plus, and this is crucial, the benefits package is really strong.
Okay, like,
We're talking a minimum 27 days annual leave to start, often more with service. Generous paid sick leave, which is a big one. And a very, very good public sector pension scheme.
right.
Plus high job security.
Right, that security aspect is huge. Okay, so let's flip to the other side. The private sector, the contractors, what's the draw there? It sounds like it's mainly about the money.
It largely is, yeah. Financial maximization. It's often driven by specialist agencies placing coders on specific projects. Flexibility is key here, too. A skilled, experienced contractor. They can command day rates of around £250, sometimes quite a bit more.
£250 a day. So annualized, that's easily over £60,000.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
And it's a big, that higher figure replaces all those NHS benefits we just talked about.
Ah, okay, so no employer pension contribution.
None. No paid sick leave. If you don't work, you don't get paid. And job security is much lower. It can be feast or famine. Project ends, you need to find the next one.
So you get the higher pay, maybe more autonomy, but you take on all the risk.
Exactly. And this lack of standardization, this sort of project-based work, it directly leads to the really confusing salary data we see out there. The market's quite fragmented.
Yeah, the numbers in our sources are all over the place. Some averages look really low, like just over £20,000. But then you see these reports, often for contract roles in specific places like Birmingham or Cardiff, or even extreme cases like Sedgley in the West Midlands, claiming salaries up to £156,000 a year. How is that even possible?
Well, those super high figures, they aren't for your standard day-to-day coding usually. That's often for highly specialized work. Things like complex audit recovery, finding missed income for hospitals, or maybe forensic coding on old, messy records, or deep specialization in areas like mental health coding, which has its own rules.
Ah, so niche expertise drives those top rates.
Absolutely. If you're one of only a few people who can do a very specific high-value type of coding, you have immense leverage, especially in the contract market.
Okay, so connecting all these dots, what's the core strategic choice here for someone listening? Maybe someone thinking about getting into coding.
Well, for new entrants, the NHS path generally makes the most sense. You get that structured training, often paid for, leading to the NCCQ over those 2 to 4 years. It builds a solid foundation. For experienced coders, people who already have the NCCQ and maybe years under their belt, it becomes a real strategic decision. Do you aim for leadership, stability, maybe managing a coding team within the NHS, moving up to those higher bands like 6 or 7?
Or do you jump into contracting, chase the higher income, embrace the flexibility, but accept the risk?
That's the choice, essentially. Stability and comprehensive benefits versus maximum earning potential and autonomy.
So what does this all boil down to for you, the listener?
It really boils down to personal priorities. There isn't one single best employer. You're fundamentally trading security and that excellent pension in the NHS against the potential for significantly higher income but less certainty in contracting. And critically, whichever path you choose, continuous professional development may be getting specialized. That's key to advancing your career and your earnings beyond the basic level.
Okay, so it's personal, but here's a final thought to leave you with. Given that coding value seems to vary so much by location and by these niche specializations, where might you start digging to find the next unexpected high demand, high salary hotspot within the world of healthcare data? Something to think about.